On Wednesday, the Congress party, after sounding poll bugle for Bihar Assembly elections at the Extended Congress Working Committee meeting in Patna, gave an interesting new twist to the elections. Party leader Rahul Gandhi, joined by leaders of Grand Alliance that included Tejashwi Yadav, the leader of RJD, released a 10-point manifesto directed specifically at the state's extremely backward classes. This is a break from the tradition where instead of an omnibus, all encompassing manifesto, a specific statement of intent has been released by the joint opposition, directing at a community who are at the bottom of social and economic development in the state. EBCs form 36% of state electorate and have played a crucial role in state politics. Beyond electoral gains, the manifesto, Christian Nyay Sankalp, promises emancipation of the EBCs. Will this new tactics of the opposition work? Can they manage to dislodge the BJP-JD alliance from power? To discuss this and more, I'm joined by two senior journalists, Ashok Mishra and Faizan Ahmed from Patna, and I'm also joined by Puneet Yadav, my colleague and political editor at the Federal. Welcome to the show. Uh, First up, I'll start with Faizan. Faizan, EBCs in the past used to be a strong supporter of RJD, especially when it was held by Lalu Yadav. Over the years, now they have moved towards Nitish Kumar's JDU. One of the reasons, perhaps, is they're attracted by his welfare schemes. Though Nitish's own community, Kurmis, are only 3%, he has cleverly managed to combine this with EBCs to remain in power for nearly 2 decades now, since 2005. Now, he has remained in power alternatively combining with BJP and RJD alternatively, with this EBC as his backbone. Can this new strategy of Mahagathbandhan, focusing on EBCs, break them away from Nitish? Will they gravitate towards the opposition? How do you view it?
Well, I think this is a very significant political move of the India bloc, comprising Congress, RJD, and left parties. Because you see, as you said, this EBC has a large chunk. It consists of 36% of voters population. This is the biggest one. I think this is the biggest one because uh, if you count the backward castes and still the vote bank of RJD. But now their focus is on EBC. Because, as you said correctly, that once EBC were the strong supporters of RJD led by Lalu Yadav, and they continued supporting this his party for almost more than for 1 decade, almost 15 years. But after Nitish Kumar came to power, he engineered successfully and mobilized the support of the EBC in his favor, and automatically this EBC section also went to support BJP, BJP and JDU. So they started supporting NDA. It means they drifted from RJD. And now the RJD and Congress both have realized this, that this major chunk of the society is not with them. I don't say that all the 36% of the this population is with BJP and NDA, but major chunk went to support the JDU and BJP mainly because of Nitish Kumar. But now this yesterday after this CWC meeting, there was all of a sudden this a meeting of Rahul Gandhi, Tejashwi Yadav, left party leaders. They had a meeting, open meeting at a uh, hotel here, and they unveiled this अति पिछड़ा kind of अति पिछड़ा न्याय संकल्प पात्र that is focused to uh, attract this EBC section, and they have announced a lot of promises for them. They said this is not promise, as Rahul Gandhi said, this is not a promise for EBC. It is my guarantee. I don't know whether he has taken this phrase from Narendra Modi's guarantee or whatever, but he said, Rahul Gandhi said clearly that this is my guarantee that when our alliance will come to power, we will implement all whatever we have promised today. So, and as Tejashwi Yadav said that we have started after this social justice, we have started this plank of financial economic justice, for these EBC sections of the society, and he has very cleverly added with this EBC tag, he has also cleverly tagged BC, Dalit, ST, and other marginal sections of the society. So this is a very, I will say, this is a very significant move by the India alliance partners, particularly Congress and RJD. Srini, please unmute. Srini, please unmute. Please unmute.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, there are two significant things which you said here. One, he said the combination stuck with Nitish for 2 decades, primarily because of him, primarily because of Nitish. That's the first thing you said. And second, you said, which you suggested, that this need not be a homogeneous group. So there are two aspects here. Do you think is Nitish's own appeal is somewhere dwindling? Why should they now listen to someone like Rahul, who has come from afar as far as they are concerned, because they know Nitish, they have been dealing with him for last 2 decades. Why would they do this? And the second, you said it's unlikely to be homogeneous. Is there a possibility of the vote splitting?
Oh, well, as far as Nitish Kumar is concerned, there is speculation in political, there is strong speculation that even if NDA gets the number, retains the power, he will no longer remain as chief minister. That may be a tactics of BJP, because BJP now wants its own chief minister. Bihar is the only state in northern India which has not seen as BJP chief minister, or say BJP's own government. So in this election 2025, BJP is trying its best to garner more support for its own party, not the NDA, just for BJP, and the BJP should form its own government and install its own chief minister. So that is the one reason that is getting a popular perceptions among the people that Nitish Kumar is not going to be chief minister for another tenure or for some more time. That is the one reason that EBCs may not be as much interested towards BJP as they used to be with Nitish Kumar. Number one. Uh, what was your saying? This
Thought is
because yeah,
homogeneous.
yeah, homogeneous group. Well, all political parties have their own uh, constituency. Like RJD has Yadav and other backward castes, not the Kurmi. Those Kurmis are by and large with Nitish Kumar. But Yadavas are by and large with still strongly with Lalu Yadav. That is the case with minorities also. The Muslims in Bihar, who constitute around 17% of population, they are fully backing RJD, whether it is led by Lalu Yadav or Tejashwi Yadav. But they are with BJP. Sorry, they are with RJD. And the minorities will vote for any candidate who can defeat BJP. So they may be RJD, they may be Congress candidate or left party's candidate. So that is the case with these two strong sections of the society, that is Yadav as well as minor Muslims minority.
Right. I'll come back to you. I want to go to Ashok Mishra. So first, of course, you can give what do you think about this key development which has happened yesterday. The other factor I would like you to answer is, see, this Mahagathbandhan, more specifically Congress party, has refrained from naming Tejaswi as the chief ministerial candidate. This is perhaps to allay the figures of the fears of EBCs that there could be a return of Yadav dominance, which they don't want. Will it work? I mean, what is your feedback from Patna? Will this be enough to allay those fears? I would first like your overall impression on the development yesterday and answer this question.
Right, Sini. This move by the Congress or the Mahagathbandhan, you can say, at the Rahul Gandhi's Tejashwi Yadav's joint press conference yesterday, this is attempt to carve out EBC from GPU, joining GPU and then NDA. Number one, I'll take back you to 1991 when Lalu Prasad became the chief minister. Lalu Prasad became the chief minister on the, on anti-Congressism because there were riots and all that, and Congress was doing big, and also Lalu Prasad became the chief minister, defeated the Congress, and the then Janta Dal, you can say Lok Dal, Janta Dal combined, they and some socialists, they defeated Congress, and Lalu Prasad became the chief minister. After that, there was Mandal came, and the Mandal Commission came, and the EBC government, dominated. So Lalu became the most powerful, Janata Dal became most powerful, and Lalu Prasad, controlled nearly 75% of the total votes of backward castes, part of Dalits, and Muslims. Later on, he continued on the basis of those votes till 2005. I like to remind you, Lalu used to say that you people see, my jinn will come out of the ballot boxes and I will form the government once again in 95 elections. After 95 elections, he used to announce it proudly that the jinn will come out of the ballot boxes. So this jinn is EBC, the nearly 36% votes of the extremely backward castes in Bihar. In Bihar, the reservation system had two categories. One is annexure one, which is called extremely backward caste, and it has nearly, I think, more than 112 and 215 castes in this category. And there is another category called annexure 2, which has four major castes: Yadavs, Vaishya, Kurmis and Koiris, which the Kurmis and Koiris form the love push combination of Nitish Kumar. So Nitish Kumar, when he was, he did not go well with Lalu Prasad, he decided to get away of that Lalu Prasad's government, and he formed the Samta Party. Some experiment did not work, and he then went to ally with JDU, and in 1995 he fared very badly, and he could secure only 7 seats, and he went back to parliament because he was the member of the parliament at that point of time. Later on, he worked on it for 10 years. In these 10 years, what he did was he tried to slice the social justice en bloc votes. Social justice votes means all the annexure 1 and annexure 2 Dalits. and Pasmandas among the Muslims. Pasmandas are backward Muslims among the backward Muslims. So he tried to, he is known for his social engineering, and he carved out, first he is, targeted the EBC. He announced major for development schemes for the EBCs. Uh, as I said, there are 112 and 215 castes in this category. And then he created a divide in the among the Dalit community. He formed the Mahadalit Commission, so he divided the Dalits, and then because Ramvilas Paswan was a popular leader at that point of time, so he wanted to, you know, slice the Dalit votes, and so he created the Mahadalit Commission. And he got the votes of the other Dalit communities apart from Dusad or Paswans, which you call, which is uh, this community is right now with Chirag Paswan, Ramvilas Paswan's son. And then he also sliced the votes of Muslims by creating the backward Muslims. He projected Ali Anwar, who belonged to this community, and Ali Anwar was given the Rajya Sabha membership for 2 terms. This is how he sliced the vote bank of social justice bloc, and with that, he ensured that Lalu remains with only Yadavs and the Muslims. So the Yadav and Muslim combined constitutes nearly 30% of the total votes, and the rest of the votes he took. His ally, the BJP, he ensured that the Vaisya and the upper caste votes are with the NDA through BJP route. So this was his social engineering formula, and he succeeded it. So 2005, since 2005 till now, with barring few interruptions, he is continuing as the chief minister. Now, the EBCs are still with him. Now the ground situation is that Nitish Kumar, for the past in 2020, Nitish Kumar was he could not win the seats, as much seats as he had visualized. In the seats, he got 122 seats and left only 7 for Jitan Ram Majhi's Hum, and 115 seats he contested. The rest of the 121 seats were contested by the BJP, and the LJP, Chirag Paswan, was not a part of any of these two combinations. So he fought independently and contested altogether 137 local Vidhan Sabha seats, state assembly seats. Out of those 137, he could win only one seat from somewhere in Begusarai district, and rest of the
Yeah.
seats he lost. But he inflicted great damage to the Janata Dal. People say, alleged in the political circles, it's a common talk that BJP was behind the LP, and it was sort of a design, or you say a conspiracy against Nitish Kumar to to ensure that Nitish Kumar does not get as much seats. Earlier, he used to win
Right.
80 plus seats, 110 seats. So this is how. Now, the EBC is very important. So now the Lalu Prasad, Tejashwi Yadav, and Congress, they want to uh, catch the
So,
votes
so,
of
uh, so,
EBCs.
so let me
Yeah,
rephrase the question. You are saying this, Nitish support base has been chipped away by BJP over a period of time gradually, and on the other hand, now RJD has this backing of EBCs which have gone away, but Congress is still holding back. It is not yet announced Tejaswi as the chief ministerial candidate. So that's what I'm asking you. Once again, I'm repeating the same question. Do you think this refraining from announcing so far and then announcing this new EBC formula is perhaps to allay the figures of EBCs that there won't be return of other dominance? Do you think that this new formulation will work? Will they understand what is happening? Of course, earlier Faizan also said that the appeal of Nitish himself is reducing, and you're also saying the JDU is being constantly chipped away. These two
yeah.
factors keeping in mind, do you think there will be a change of mind as far as EBC is concerned?
Look, EBCs are, if they find that the Nitish Kumar is turning weak, so they will still the uh, I mean, the leader of the social justice bloc is Lalu Prasad Yadav. So if they find that Nitish Kumar is weakening, so in that case, this EBC votes will split, and the Congress at the same time RJD they also want to take benefit of this situation. Situation is a fluid situation. People are still talking. Where will the EBC votes go? Now they are trying to cash in on this situation, and they be successful. Now coming to the point that Congress has not yet announced Tejashwi Yadav as the chief ministerial candidate. Earlier, in the last election also, Nitish Kumar, Congress has not announced the name. So, Tejashwi Yadav himself, the RJD himself, the Lalu Prasad Yadav has announced the name of the Tejashwi. My sources say that this is the posturing to get the Congress also wants to revive in Bihar. It's not going to play the vote katwa game which it used to be labeled as vote katwa in earlier elections. So Congress is also trying to assure, and Congress is also earning the EBC votes. That's why they have not yet announced the name of Tejasvi Yadav, because as you said, and we also feel that the Yadav dominance and will chase away the EBC votes. That's what the BJP also playing the game. Once again, the Yadavs will come and they will torture you, they will exploit you, and all that. These kind of narratives are being built. So
Yeah,
this seems to be a game plan of Congress not to announce the name of Tejasvi Yadav, because
yeah,
the EBC votes will go away once again, and they will announce it once the Mahagathbandhan has a required number to form the government.
yeah. Okay, I'll come back. Puneet, quickly, you have been observing Congress for a long time. You know for a fact that Rahul Gandhi has tried several experiments in the past. Many of them have failed. What is the guarantee that this new plan of Congress may work? What are the prospects of this move? You think it's much more muscular than the other plans you have observed in the past? Does it have enough meat to carry on? What is your own perception of this?
Well, you see, Srini, as we all know, with elections, every political party will try different strategies. Whether those strategies eventually yield the results that were desired or not, there's never a guarantee. But in this particular case, the Congress seems to believe that it has a very sound strategy as far as the social justice pitch is concerned. They think that this was what held them in very good stead during the Lok Sabha elections, and that they have been able to build on it subsequently. Now, as far as the EBCs are concerned, if you notice, in Rahul's campaign, uh, just over the last 1.5 years, when he started his whole campaign around caste census, uh, and the Grand Alliance was in power in Bihar when the caste survey actually was finalized for Bihar. All through that period and then the Lok Sabha elections, Rahul specifically spoke of backward castes as one composite group. It is now over the last 2 months, if you notice, he has also started tweaking that narrative by making that distinction of EBCs, which is why yesterday's resolution that was passed, or the Sankalp Patra that was announced, spoke of Ati Pichda, of the EBCs. It didn't. It wasn't a very composite kind of a thing of backward caste manifesto, but very specific, very custom made for the EBCs. And one of the reasons for that is, from what I've been given to understand by people in the Congress as well as people in the RJD, is that both these parties believe that the EBC vote, and as Faizan and Ashok have been pointing out, this is 36% of Bihar's electorate. The Grand Alliance believes that this 36%, in another year or so, be up for grabs because there are apprehensions within the EBC community of what happens once, say, if Nitish Kumar's health, which has been a matter of speculation for some time, if his health deteriorates, if he is not there, will it be an upper caste dominance of the BJP? Who in the NDA then will take care of their concerns? Uh, there's also an impression that the RJD and the Congress believe is gaining ground, that among the EBCs, the other apprehension also is that after a long time, they've managed to get, for the last 20 odd years, they've had a leader who reaches out to the EBCs, who's working for the EBC community. But for the last two elections, whether it was how Chirag Paswan went about in the 2020 elections, or now there is an attempt to bring down that one man, which is Nitish Kumar. And so the EBCs need to be wary of these kind of intrigues and keep their options open of perhaps going back to the man who first kind of spoke of mainstreaming them, which was Lalu Yadav. And the Congress wants to bank on it, wants to push that narrative further, because it also feels, and I'm given to understand, Rahul and Tejashwi have had several discussions on this particular subject, that there are, as per their own surveys, there are concerns among the EBCs of, uh, as you pointed out, a return of Yadav dominance or Yadav bullying over the other communities within the backward caste bloc, particularly the EBCs. And so the reassurance must come from, not from the RJD directly, but should come from the Congress's side, that we are there, don't worry. Even if Tejashwi is to be the CM, your concerns, your apprehensions will all be addressed. That
Yeah.
seems to be part of the strategy. And this has been discussed between Rahul and Tejashwi, from what I'm given to understand. The last point I'd like to make, in addition to all this, is, see, there is also a feeling within the Congress that even if if we don't announce Tejashwi as the CM face, the message is already very clear that it won't be Rahul or Priyanka Gandhi being the chief minister in Bihar. If the Mahagathbandhan comes to power, it will naturally bank on Tejashwi. So if you make that announcement, that if the Congress gives that endorsement to Tejashwi so well in advance, there is a likelihood of perhaps not Tejashwi himself, but the Yadavs at large kind of going berserk. Uh, and that might scare away the EBCs, that might even scare away the Dalits. And so there's a section within the party, within the Congress, that believes that if at all that endorsement has to be made before the polling, it needs to be made as closer to the election dates as possible, instead of being made a month in advance, and allowing both the BJP, JDU, the NDA combined, as well as commentators or others, to create that impression that the Gunda Raj or the Jungle Raj of the Yadavs is going to be back, and then what happens to you?
Right. Punit, I'll come back to you, but I have you can think over this. Is a very quick question for you. Congress is a national party. Unlike RJD, or you have in UP, a party headed by Akhilesh Yadav, these are regional parties, and Congress has a different compulsions before this. You see, here, as you said, they have tweaked from backward to EBCs, and this tweaking has happened, this fine tuning has happened. Now, do you see this as a state specific formula or a state specific solution which the party is offering? Because it may not work in other states in the same manner. or is it that they have generally decided that they are going to have this policy in continuation?
From what I understand, Srini, as of now, this is something that is going to be specific to Bihar, because we need to keep in mind that Bihar is the state where this very clear distinction between backward castes and the EBCs has been there for it's not a recent phenomenon. It's been there since 1978. When Karpuri Thakur brought in that additional, set up the Mungeri Lal Commission, brought in the additional, the specific reservation for EBCs. So that kind of an awareness and awakening of the EBC aspirations, of their, their realization that they matter, has been there in Bihar, perhaps more than even the neighboring state of UP, which is also considered to be a state where caste is very deeply entrenched. So, as of now, from what I understand, this very strong outreach to the EBCs in particular, within the overall backward caste bloc, seems to be the Congress's thing for Bihar specifically. Whether they will tweak it to use it further in other states, one will have to wait and see. There is a fair possibility that in states, for instance, in Telangana, where they've managed to have a caste survey, in Karnataka, where the process is on for a caste survey, if the results of those surveys throw up that kind of a distinction which can be cashed in electorally, I'm sure the Congress will tweak their strategy accordingly, will maybe start speaking on those lines in those states too. But as things stand today, this is an outreach tailor-made for the Bihar elections.
Okay, Puneet, thanks. Now I'll come back to Faizan. There is this vote chori issue, which Rahul kind of led it, and it's pretty effective. That's a report I got, and I think some of you commentators like you also have said this, that it is kind of working on the ground. How much you think this vote chori issue is likely to work for Mahagathbandhan and specifically for the Congress party? Will it also kind of give them a thing that, it's not just minorities, but it is also extremely backward communities who are getting kind of disenfranchised by this kind of move by Election Commission? Is that kind of likely to help? What kind of impact do you think might have on this? Is it a layer there?
Srini, first of all, I want to share my take on this CM face problem. Well, you see, in this alliance, Mahagathbandhan alliance, RJD, no doubt, going to contest more seats than any other party. Maybe 140, 143 kind of thing. And Congress is not going to get more than 60 seats. Last time it was 70, it won only 19. So this time RJD was very much adamant that they will not give more than 50 seats to Congress. But now after this Rahul Gandhi's yatra and all this thing, I think they have agreed on at least 60 seats. So if RJD is going to contest around 140 seats, automatically RJD will have the maximum number of MLAs. So which party, I mean, if RJD will have maximum number of MLAs, then who will be the chief minister? Of course, RJD's leader. And who is the RJD leader? It is just Tejashwi Yadav. There could be some reservation among ABCs. They may not be very much comfortable with a Yadav chief minister. They may not be. There could be a little reservation, but they don't have any other option in this political setup. Now I come to this vote chori thing. You see, Rahul Gandhi has raised a very, very important and pertinent issue. You see, in Bihar, I can tell you with guarantee that in Bihar, voters are very much interested to go and vote. If they think and if they see that if anybody is going to defranchise them or this vote story, they are not their names deleted from this voter list, they will come to the streets because the voting right is very close to their heart. They think that this is their main right, and through this right they get other rights also, but voting right is very, very close to their heart, and they will not allow anybody, whether it is election commission or whether it is BJP or any party, if they think that they are going to disfranchise them, they will definitely oppose it tooth and nail. And uh, you see, this election, uh, BJP is trying to make many more issues like abusing PM's mother, using other dirty words, kind of things. But you see, these are not going to be
Okay,
election
these are
issue.
kind of
There could
distractions.
be there could be a minor issue for a time being, but they are not going to be election issues. But this old story is definitely going to be a major election issue.
Okay, thank you. Mishaji, I just want to ask you quickly a question. I think we are running out of time. If I, appreciate if you could quickly give an answer. You see, the secret of the governance key, chabi, seemed to be in the hands of Nitish and based on the EBC backing. Now, if you have to look from the perspective of RJD, because they are the major partner there and they are the lead of the combine, if you have to see from that perspective, how confident the party you think that it will get the key?
Mm, well, Nitish Kumar is. You must have seen that Nitish Kumar recently, for the past 1.5 months, he has announced a lot of freebies from journalists to common people and especially women. Every sector he has announced some freebies. So this shows that he's trying to retain his EBC vote bank, Dalit Pichhada vote bank, and he's desperate. He's desperate. The Janata Dal unit led by Nitish Kumar seems to be desperate to retain his vote bank. At this juncture, now Congress has come striking hard on the EBC vote bank. So the, if Nitish Kumar manages to retain his EBC vote bank and gets their Dalit votes, then the key of government formation will remain with Nitish Kumar. In any case, there is, if the name of the chief ministerial candidate in NDA in the Gathbandhan has not been announced, Tejashwi's name has not been announced. At the same NDA chief ministerial candidate has not yet been announced in this election. But it was announced. That's why, despite getting 43 seats, he was made the chief minister. He was given the oath of the administered the oath of chief minister. This time, they have not yet come out with a concrete statement saying that the chief minister will be Nitish Kumar will be the next chief minister if NDA comes to power once again. So, in any case, the number of seats will decide with whom the key of government formation lies. I think if Nitish Kumar manages to get more than 60, 70 seats, he will be the chief minister. He will insist and he will be the chief minister. So that definitely the key of government formation lies with the Nitish Kumar. But it all will depend on how many seats he gets in this election. Because BJP will try to impose and try to get maximum number of seats. And it is the situation here in NDA, it seems like, the BJP is trying to get maximum number of seats. And Nitish Kumar, they will try that Nitish Kumar gets less number of seats. But the number, the magic number, both combined will have a magic number to form government. So definitely the key of government formation remains still with Chief Minister Nitish Kumar.
Right. Okay. Puneet, I'll come to you. Final question we'll wrap this discussion. Like Mishaji is saying that there is, number of freebies which have been thrown at the electorate, a whole range which Nitish has announced. And in the past also, he has benefited by these kind of schemes, which has helped them to stay in power for such a long time, despite he himself being, as far as communities go, his share is quite minor. So, do you think, besides all this, we have heard all this, which are basically more in the form of the political issues. But if you look at transaction issues, do you think this 10-point program listed in Nyay Sankalp has anything attractive to offer? Because again, it seems to be a kind of speaking to them in a psychological manner. Do you think this package has that punch?
I would say that to a great extent it does, because see, one of the issues that it lays a lot of focus and emphasis on is the issue of reservations, and that's one aspect where the I wouldn't say Nitish as much, but the BJP does have a lot to answer. When a Tejashwi or someone from the Congress or the left parties question them that when we were in power briefly, even within those 15 months, we were able to bring a bill that raised the reservation cap to 65%. And that we kept on asking for the center to include in the ninth schedule, which was not done. That's a promise that has now been reiterated in this Sankalp Patra that was released yesterday. The other thing also, it's about reservations, not just in jobs and educational institutions, but also extending it to the private sector that they've been talking about. And additionally, there are a whole lot of other SOPs that come in. There is also a case to be made out, where one does argue that fine, the Nitish government in its last stretch, in its last stretch of the current tenure, has announced a slew of measures to, as part of its outreach. But then the point is that the RJD is also speaking of the same kind of promises and continuing them with even higher allocations, perhaps. So, while it is, of course, a very transactional thing, elections and politics, but then that transaction is also being extended by the other side. So, I think, I mean, and then the promise of EBC Atrocities Prevention Act also is something that the Grand Alliance leaders are going to talk very prominently about during the campaign, is what I'm told. It's an act that they are visualizing on the same lines as the SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act, and that act does hold a certain amount of attraction among the SCs and STs, and the Congress and the RJD believe that the same will be the case when they start talking about the EBC Atrocities Prevention Act. So I think, I mean, there are substantive promises in those 10 points that are laid out. How much of it, of course, we'll have to wait and see. The alliance leaders are able to actually communicate on the ground and cash in electoral.
Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen, for this. Bihar elections have always been very interesting. It stands out, the Bihar electorate, very political, very aware. And, there is a lot more discussions which happens. And this time it seems that there is a tough fight. Both sides seem to be equally poised, though Mishraji still feels that key is in the hands of Nitish. We'll have more such discussions. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Mishra. Thank you, Faizan. Thank you, Puneet.